What's going on, guys? Dropping Dusky here. Today I wanted to do a little video basically called the state of the Barbarian for season 19. Now, it has been a super hot topic ever since Nebulous came out and did the post about the nerf to Lamentation. I did push this yesterday. I did a 118 pretty easily. 120 was definitely fishing. I've got, as you can see, 3474 Paragons, pretty decent gear, pretty low augs, but overall, it's definitely a lot weaker than it was. So I thought today we'd dive into the leaderboards a little bit, kind of look at last season, look at the current state of things, and kind of talk about what to expect and what you should push or can push for Barbarian. So let's take a look at what's happened so far as now it's been pushed to live, right? So on normal, we do see a couple of the old builds that we were already playing last season, right? So you're going to see a lot of these lawn Hoda based builds, which we've been playing Hoda forever, right? So to me, that's not very exciting. I'd much rather play the Whirlwind Ren setup. But the one thing that is kind of nice and that didn't get any nerfs in comparison to the Lamentation nerf is the Seismic Slam. Now, I don't want to pull up this guy. He has 10,000 Paragons. He's rank 1. He's done 135. But if we come down to rank 6, I believe, 2,468 Paragons, which is doable for most people in a season if you're doing speeds and whatnot, and he's doing the Seismic Slam setup. Now, Seismic Slam, yes, it doesn't have the hype of Whirlwind, but it's a lot of fun to play, and it's definitely going to be doing a lot of smashing in the upcoming season for season 19. Now, if we keep cruising down, you are going to see a lot of Whirlwinds, but as you can see, incomparable. I mean, we've got 2,468 here. We've got 6689, and let's just double check and make sure. This is actually IK with the other buffs that we saw from the PTR, right? And as I talked about on stream, the Remorseless change that we saw and some other things, we're going to buff this specific type of Hoda, which is actually a lot more, I don't know, approachable in my mind than say Raycore. I'm not sure about Lawn as I haven't played it too much, but this one's a lot easier for newer players to play. If we take a look at the Whirlwinds, like, let's cruise down a little bit and take a look at these Rend Whirlwind setups that we've seen. Here's one, 124, dude has 3837. And once again, you still have to wear the Lamentation as Rend can stack twice, right? You still need that if you're going Rend as your primary damage. Mantle of Channeling, Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. This is the same build that we were seeing all over the PTR that was smashing about 7 GRs higher than it currently is after the nerf, but the nerf was super significant. Now there's all kinds of, talk about what caused the nerf. I mean, technically speaking, this isn't the Barb highlight season, right? This is Crusader and Monk. As many of you guys have seen thus far, the Crusader is fucking destroying with its current place. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sort of nerf come through for that, but actually we may not, which would be really nice as the group meta will, potentially change. I saw SBR do some pushes with 3 supports and 1 damage dealer with the Crusader. There's also some, some flexibility in the area of speed metas. I want to play around with that a little bit on stream over the next couple of days. But in regards to Barbarian, I mean, you're going to have, so your standard Lawn Hoda, you're going to have Seismic Slam, which I think is going to outperform the Lamentation. Now, of course, this is 2 days, right? People have not fished thousands of keys. But one thing I wanted to point out is I went and checked this yesterday or this morning. If we go back to season 18 and we cruise down, let's see. Let's find this guy. So here we go. We've got a 121 with 2761 Paragons. And this is straight up Whirlwind, no Rent, right? Because with the loss of Lamentation, you're getting the 10,000% from the waist set. You're getting the 400% from Skull Grasp, which is huge. Mantle of Channeling. This is still really strong. So I mean, technically speaking, you could push Whirlwind up into the 120s with, less than 3,000 Paragons without even bothering to mess with the Whirlwind Rend, right? Now, of course, all of us Barbarian mains out there were super stoked when we saw that this buff was coming through. But to be quite honest, I know we're going to be getting a new set eventually. And if it's shining this high, I would imagine there was a little bit of fears around, well, how, you know, if it's doing 140s, are we going to make the new set do 150s? Like, you know, that kind of scenario is probably playing out for them. Not saying that I agree with the change completely. I definitely think you could have taken the lamentation and instead of removing the full 200%, bring it down to 100% or even give it 50% so that it's a little bit or on par with Seismic. In my mind, we haven't seen the full push, but as we all know, right? Like, a lot of people draw from this. So if we see Seismic outperforming Whirlwind like crazy, there will be some people pushing Whirlwind Rend, but Seismic is automatically going to be, oh, look, let's look at the top of the leaderboards. Oh, Seismic is crushing everything. So we're all going to play Seismic Slam. What this means for groups, right? There was a lot of talk during the PTR, like, oh my God, maybe we'll do speed Rend groups and other things like that. I think obviously rats are still going to work. Rats are still really, really, really good if you want to play them. And if you're new, you know, Necro, Rothma speeds are still going to work fine. There's probably going to be some viable Crusader speeds that will emerge as more and more people kind of test this out and play with it. But in regards to Barbarian itself, it's going to be straight support again. Now, the benefit of that, if you haven't played support Barbarian, is, you know, the unspoken truth here is that Barbarian is the hardest role to master in the 4-man meta. You have to know everything. You have to know about pylon spawns. You have to know how far to go, how many mobs you can get. You have to scout well. You have to do a lot of work to play support Barbarian well. So if you're looking to do something that's pivotal for the group role and also something that you can master that you haven't yet, support Barbarian is great. There's a ton of forum posts and other things that you can read about, you know, pylon manipulation and all kinds of other things that make it a lot of fun and very, very rewarding, even though you're technically not doing damage. So it's always been in the group meta, and we can complain as much as we want, but we've always had a spot, right, for us Barbs. Now, unfortunately, it's not DPS, and it doesn't feel as good to not kill shit, but when you get it clear with four people and it's a big leaderboard clear, it feels good regardless of what you're doing. So you're still going to be in the group meta with the Barbarian. Satyrs, for you Satyr players out there, if the Satyr doesn't get changed, it's disgusting right now. Like, we're talking 144 down in 1229, and I mean, these Paragons are insane, but there's a 43, right, in comparison to these 8 and 9s with a 141. I mean, these I don't even know how to play it, and I just did like a 115 just hitting buttons and shit. Like, I haven't even mastered the build yet. So if you're looking for something fun to play, we're going to quickly run through the other metas. I think Demon Hunter is going to be the same. Witch Doctor will be the same. Wizard still veers. Monk, the new Monk set is still not great. I've heard of some decent clears on EU with it. I heard, like, maybe yesterday someone said a 115 in like 9 or 10 minutes, which means that there's definitely potential there, but I didn't know his Paragons, and I haven't. I'll dig into that a little deeper and we'll do another video. But in regards to the Barbarian, Whirlwind Rend, the Lamentation buff, I think the numbers was a 67% nerf to the build from the PTR. It's definitely going to be competitive. I would say you're going to be able to push 120 or much higher with the seasonal buff. The seasonal buff was manipulated as well, so you're not getting the twisters and the geysers really, really early, which were super OP. You're getting them at 100 and 150. Still easy to get, but not as easy. So it's definitely going to be competitive. You can play Whirlwind if you want to, but I would say on first glance, Seismic Slam is going to be super badass. Hoda is still going to be very, very strong. Lon Hoda and Raycor and IK with the Remorseless change. So I think all in all, Barbarian's still going to be badass. It's still going to be fun to play. And remember that we got our season coming. So ideally what they're going to do is pocket this Lamentation change. They're going to give us 100% back. They're going to give us a new set when it's time. And then all hail the Barbarian once again. But for the time being, this is the state of things. If there are changes to this, I'll do another video to kind of talk about like the progression of this as we get closer to the new season. There is no official date for season 19. Everybody's pretty much guessing it should be next Friday. I'm really hoping that it is. We are not. The one thing we know for sure is it's not going to start this Friday. So this is live. If you get on, update your Diablo, you can get on and start playing with all these builds. The leaderboard is looking pretty good for a lot of classes, so you should jump on, test it out, at least try Seismic if you haven't yet, because it's a great build to play. and I'll be streaming it all week long. If you've never been to my Twitch channel, it's twitch.tv/dropadooski. Come on by, I can help you with Barb or whatever else, and I will be playing Season 19. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. It's been a long time since I did a Diablo video outside of the Diablo 4 announcement. I've been playing a lot of D3 lately and really enjoying it. So for those of you guys from the channel that watch Path of Exile content, we will be doing more of that as well. I'm waiting for Friday for us to hear about the next league, and then obviously the 4.0 news, which is going to be huge. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you soon, and good luck out there. And Barb's, dude, rip Lamentation. No! Peace.